Marami merong mga konti, may life insurance, pero parang wala pa sa kamalayan nila ang health insurance.
Yeah.
How important is health insurance?
Healthcare is very, very important. That's what you said, no? Most people, before they die, basically, they get sick. In America, a lot of bankruptcy is due to healthcare. They lose their money because of paying a lot of healthcare needs. So healthcare is very important. May kasabihan nga, di ba, na most people, sometimes in our country, die not because there's no medicine, but because walang pangbili ng gamot. So because they couldn't, figure out that they needed to prepare for a very nice, good healthcare. So again, healthcare is not cheap. There are expenses that come in, but you realize that it's something that everybody needs.
Correct. So itong healthcare na ito yung magsisigurado na lahat ng kailangan mo sa ospital babayaran.
Yes, well, that's the idea. But healthcare, if you look at the financial foundation and they look at investment, they think that investment is the best way to do a good financial foundation. But in reality, if you look at the whole financial foundation, the first part in the financial foundation has to be healthcare.
Why?
Because if you have a good investment, but then nagkasakit ka,
Patay.
then you still get the money to pay for your healthcare. Right? So everything will even if you have a lot of savings, if you get sick, a lot of people, they have a lot of savings but end up losing all their savings. At the same time, they would borrow money for their house, so they would lose their house because someone got sick. And that's a very common story that a lot of people, because as the statistics right now would say that 9 out of 10 people who gets out from the hospital technically has to borrow money to pay for their hospital bill.
Correct. Okay.
So that's we're talking about statistics. That much people has to look for money to borrow to pay for their bills, for their hospital bills.
Wala na yung investment.
Well,
Ubus na rin ang
ubus
iyong
yun.
ipon.
Yes.
Kung ano man yung maliit na naipon mo.
Even your
utang-utang ka
retirement.
pa. Yes.
Even your retirement. A lot of people, they have good retirement, but they forgot healthcare.
Yan na nga nakakalimutan nila na kailangan magbayad pagka nagkasakit. There are many healthcare options, di ba? Maraming mga healthcare companies. Ano ang tama na dapat piliin?
Well, really, it's really understanding each person has different needs. But there's really 2 types of healthcare that you have to see. What we call the HMO, the short term, and the long term. You have to understand both are actually pretty. Any healthcare is good, but if you have all, so much the better. But you need to see what will suit you. One healthcare might suit one person, but the other healthcare might not suit the other person. Most short-term care really just deals with something that most corporation would give. When you work in a big company, you get this healthcare. But this healthcare, technically, policy belongs to the company. It doesn't belong to you. You just have a health card, but it is going with the company's master policy. It's not yours. And the problem is if you decide to leave that company,
mawawala na rin
yun. Or by the time you retire, it will not be there.
Right.
The long-term care technically rewards you if you don't get sick. So that's the concept. So the more you take care of yourself, the more healthcare funds you have when you retire. Because most people, go back to statistics, most people do not get sick while they're working. They get sick when they retire.
Correct.
That's the reason why healthcare when you retire is the most expensive one if you can get. So the concept of long-term care is that you get it now when you're young together with your short-term care. So by the time your short-term care is no longer there, because short-term care usually will only take care of you up to age 60. The long-term care will trigger. And so you'll have a lot of funds, and you want to make sure you take care of yourself so that you have more rewards when you get old. So long-term care, basically, there's 3 concepts in the long-term care. Long-term care, they have insurance. If you die too soon, there's insurance. Long-term care also has healthcare coverage instantly if you need. If you don't have a short-term care, it has the short-term care. And then at the same time, it has savings and investment so that by the time you get old, you have enough money, which actually will take care of your healthcare needs when you get old. Because when you get old, no one's going to take care of you.
Ayun.
It addresses four things. It has the short-term part, it has the long-term part, it has the savings part, and at the same time, it has the life insurance part. So the long-term care has the four compared to just the short-term, which just handles, if you get sick. And the problem when you just handles when you get sick, later on, it has a limitations that when you reach a certain age, it's no longer covers you.
Long-term healthcare takes care of you now and later.
Yes.
So kumbaga parang nagbabayad ka para masiguradong may pambayad ka sa ospital pag nakasakit ka ngayon. Pero pag hindi ka naman nagkasakit, meron ka pa rin pera pagtanda mo.
Yes. So basically, but if you have a short-term care to combine it, so when you get sick when you're young, you use the short-term care so that the funds for the long-term care will be used for long-term.
To answer the question, ano ang makakapagsabi sa atin kung tama o maganda ang healthcare na nakuha natin? So dapat, yung healthcare na hanggang sa pagtanda mo, covered ka.
Yes. You should ask yourself, if I get sick now, will I have coverage? If I get sick later, will I have coverage? And if I don't get sick, will I have some bonus or some kind of savings that goes back to me? Does it have incentive for me not to get sick? Because some healthcare, like some short-term care, if you don't get sick, then walang babalik sa'yo, right? So basically, some people will say, ay sayang, hindi ako nagkasakit. Kasi they lose. So it's just like some healthcare is just like a car insurance. Short term. So you pay for a year, and if nothing happens to you, you pay again, right? But the problem with the healthcare, some people say, I want to get sick because I want to use the healthcare, right? So the psychology behind it, the dynamics behind it changes. It should be you want to be healthy, so you have to have an incentive. So you have to check, does your healthcare give some kind of incentive if you take care of yourself? Yeah. So the three needs are there. You get sick now or you get sick later, you have coverage. And if you don't get sick, will you get some kind of bonus that goes back to you so that you'll take care of you? So you have some kind of incentive to take care of yourself.
Number one, you have to get healthcare insurance.
Definitely.
Ayan. Tapos pag-aralan mo na.
That's the foundation. The most important foundation in building it is get a healthcare.
Oo. So para wag na mangutang at wag maubos ang pinag-ipunan, kumuha ng mas pangmahabaan na healthcare
Yes.
insurance.
Yes.